folks, Rick here, back with another video. I'm here to discuss something that was very difficult for me to do, and it was a lot more difficult than I thought it would be, and that would be to purchase a mid-range flagship device. So not like that's the newest category out there, the mid-range flagship. It's a phone that's at a mid-range price, but spec'd like a flagship device. But typically, all these phones always have something wrong with them to keep them in that mid-range category. I've yet to see a phone that's spec'd and on par with a flagship device to warrant the price. So ultimately, I decided, you know what, this weekend was going to be the weekend that I pulled the trigger. And if you've seen some of my last videos that I put, I went back and forth between the Zte Axon 7, the Oneplus 3, and now the Oneplus 3T, the Moto Z Play lineup, and the Zte 60 as well. So realistically, I'm gonna kind of try to tell you guys what my decision came down to and what I felt I was being true to myself in actually purchasing. So I'm gonna tell you guys a little story of what actually happened. So I was stuck between the Zte 60, the Zte Axon 7, and then finally the Oneplus 3T, okay? So most reviewers out there are gonna tell you, you know what? Oneplus 3T, hands down, all day, every day. I'm here to tell you something a little bit different. So I'm not a person that likes to root their phone. I don't want to put custom ROMs on my phone. I don't want to do all kinds of crazy things with my phone. I like to stick to the software that's actually on the phone. I'm not a huge fan of stock Android. I like some of the tricks and features of TouchWiz, and some other manufacturers out there. So I like the bells and whistles, and if you don't want to use them, then you don't use them. If you want to use them, then you will. So ultimately, a lot of the tech industry and a lot of people out there are going to tell you OnePlus 3T every single day. If the OnePlus 3T would have been priced at the same price as the OnePlus 3, or maybe just a little bit more, I might have considered it. But here's what actually happened. So, doing my research and going back and forth, it's Black Friday, Cyber Monday weekend. So I decided this is going to be the weekend that I purchase my mid-range flagship and try to get a deal like anybody else. So one of the best deals out there I saw was for the Zte Axon 7, 64 gig variant. Is on sale right now on Newegg for $349, which is a crazy price for that phone. Spec-wise, it has a lot of specs of a flagship device. Snapdragon 820 quad-core processor, 4 gigs of RAM, 64 gig expandable memory, dual SIM, 20 megapixel camera, 5.5 inch AMOLED screen, USB Type-C. The list goes on and on and on. Front-firing speakers, which is huge too. So that would be the obvious choice, but realistically, this phone or this unlocked phone has been out for a few months now, and I was like, do I really want to buy a phone that's kind of starting to grow a little bit long in the tooth? So I started looking more towards the Zte 60 and the OnePlus 3T. So doing the research, going back and forth, the OnePlus 3T, I wanted the 128 gigabyte variant. So that variant went for $479. So we're taking a $399 phone. The 64 gig variant was like $439, something like that. So about a $40 price bump. But again, it has no expandable storage. So I didn't know 64 gig was going to be enough or enough storage for me. So I didn't want to take the chance, so I went with the 128 gig variant, which is, I'd say, a bit of overkill for me, but I'd rather have more storage than not enough storage. So I'm in the cart, I put it in there, yeah, $479. And then I figured, I listened to some of the other reviews out there, and this has its own proprietary charging system. Has dash charging, which is the fastest charging system out there. I will admit it's pretty cool, but you can't use a Qualcomm 3.0 quick charger or 2.0 quick charger. It won't charge the phone. You need to use a proprietary Oneplus charger. So what did I do? I purchased a charger and cord bundle. Boom, $31 to $32 in addition to that. So when I went to the cart to check out, let me show you guys right here. Okay, when I went to the cart to check out, where is it? Here it is. So here's what we have. So you have, okay, so I'm going through a checkout with you guys. So you have the OnePlus 3T in gunmetal with 128 gigs for $479, and then you have this bundle over here for almost $40 for the dash power adapter and a USB Type-C cable. So my $399 phone has now become $516.90. Excuse me, I had a sneeze on deck. And it went away. So it became $516. So I pulled the trigger. I purchased it. I was going through the reviews, and I said to myself, you know what? This is the best unlocked phone that's out there. But again, the price just kept nagging me. I love to get a deal. I'm one of those people that I have to get a deal. And looking at this price, we're creeping up there, So then I started looking at some flagship devices that, that kind of fell by the wayside, like an LG G5. They're selling them for $399. If you go to B&H or Newegg, or if you go to these sites, their prices are comparable, and they have a lot of goodies and extras to be bundled away with these phones for free. So I started going through all their lists. You have the Moto G, $299. You have the Axon 7, $349, plus a set of Monster and Pulse DJ headphones with your purchase. So they have those headphones listed for $199 on their site. So you get a set of $199 headphones. Realistically, when I went to eBay to research how much they're really going for, they're going for about $40 or $50. But hey, if I don't need those headphones, I could throw them on eBay, and now this $349 phone just became $300. So then you have a lot of phones that are really long in the tooth. $329 for the Moto X Pure, 64 gig variant, LG G4 $249, V20 no price change. You have the the Moto Z Play Edition. They were bundling them together with the Hasselblad camera and the projector, that Insta projector, for $450. That was a pretty good deal, but I wanted the extra battery, the Incipio battery pack, which wasn't part of the bundle. So I kind of started steering away from the Moto Z line. Again, then I started looking at the Huawei Honor 8, $299 for the phone. It's an excellent deal. But then again, you start looking at specs, you start looking at no optical image stabilization and things like that, and some of the shortcomings of the phone, and you're like, I don't know if I could go with the Honor 8, even though the Honor 8, they're offering a ton of goodies in addition to the Honor 8. So it was an incredible deal. Look at this, LG G5, $399 plus some free items included with that. So again, I was really stuck between the let's go to it right now, the BlackBerry DTEK 60. But what pissed me off about BlackBerry is they had every other item that they have on their site on sale except the DTEK 60. We all expected that. The phone didn't come out not too long ago. But again, the one thing that kept holding me back about the BlackBerry was that this phone was identical to the Idol 4S, identical to the DTEK 50 with the exception of the glass back. And I was just like, that phone looks like 4 or 5 other phones that are out right now. Do I really want to buy a phone that looks like it? And then in addition to that, it's for $499. No kind of Cyber Monday, no kind of Black Friday deals, nothing, no discount. If there was any type of discount on this phone, maybe $100 off, $50 off, I was most likely going to pull the trigger on the Zte 60. But they didn't offer anything in addition to what its regular price is. So anyway, ultimately, to get back to the OnePlus, I pulled the trigger, $516.90. I did that last night, and then this morning I woke up and I kept asking myself, did I make the right decision? Did I make the right call purchasing this phone? All the tech reviewers out there are going to say this is the best unlock flagship best unlock mid-range flagship out there right now. But then again, you have to look at it from your personal point of view. What do you want to do with this phone? So boom, I like to listen to music through the loudspeaker of the phone. I like the stereo speakers. That was a big thing, and I was giving that up to go to the OnePlus 3. Why? Because you keep hearing about 6 gigabytes of RAM. 6 gigabytes of RAM, Snapdragon 821 processor, You start thinking of these things, you're like, wow, this is the latest and greatest in processor, 6 gigabytes of RAM, and then you start saying, you know what, this is the best phone out there. But then again, is it the best phone for you? Is it the best phone for the money right now? And ultimately, I decided it wasn't. So luckily for me, through the OnePlus site, if the phone is not available yet or hasn't been shipped out or processed yet, you could click on a tab on the OnePlus site, and it allows you to submit a refund. I went ahead and did the refund and decided not to go with the OnePlus 3. And I'm going to tell you guys which phone I winded up going with. I'm going to tell you exactly why. Here we go. This phone has been out for a while now. It was on my radar. It was in some of my podcasts. We started discussing it even before it came out. And I'm going to tell you the reason why I decided to go with this phone. So again, I have this up on the computer. So again, Qualcomm Snapdragon 820 processor. One of the latest processors out there. 4 gigabytes of RAM, which is fine. And when you watch some head-to-head videos between the Zte Axon 7 and the OnePlus 3, I don't see any videos out yet of the OnePlus 3T in the head-to-head, but with the OnePlus 3, and they both have the 6 gigabytes of RAM, you didn't see a noticeable difference in lag time, in wait time for apps to open or apps crashing. It was insignificant, the difference between, or maybe by milliseconds, or maybe instead of 25 apps, you're only able to have 20 apps open at one time. And I said to myself, I was just like, wow, this is one of the main selling features for me, was the 6 gigabytes of RAM. If it doesn't make a noticeable difference in day-to-day performance, that kind of knocks that out of the way. So then I said, what do I have left? Okay, we had 6 gigabytes of RAM, then we had Snapdragon 821 processor. Okay, so I've been hearing in the next 2 to 3 months, maybe with the Samsung Galaxy S8, we're gonna have a Snapdragon 830, or was it 835 processor, and that should be out shortly. And I'm saying to myself, I'm like, wow, do I wanna pay $517 for a phone because it had the latest processor, but that processor is about to be obsolete in about 2 or 3 months? So I said, what do I want to use this phone for? Boom. The AMOLED display is something that both phones have, but on the OnePlus 3T or the OnePlus 3, it's a 1080p screen. This is a 2K display on the Axon 7. Base model, 64 gigabytes of RAM with expandable storage, so I could just throw my SIM card in. My micro SD card in there, and boom, I have another 64 gigs on top of that. What else? The front firing speakers. The sound coming out of those speakers, from what I'm hearing, is amazing. In addition to the headphone jack and the hi-fi audio is coming out of there, I'm hearing nothing but awesome things about this. So again, from a design perspective, is this the sexiest phone out there? No, you know what I mean. It kind of look at it. I'm okay with the design. I'm not like just floored and wowed by the design. Again, $350. Then you get this free gift right here. These Monster N Plus DJ over-the-ear headphones in white. Their value is $199 here. Again, like I said, I see them on eBay for going for about $50, $60. But let's just say you can get $75 for these, putting them on Amazon, or even the $50. So now, if you sell this free gift, your phone goes from $349 on a Black Friday or Cyber Monday deal to $300 to even $275. To get a phone with flagship specs, the way this phone has a 20 megapixel camera, an 8 megapixel front-facing camera, optical image stabilization, 3250 milliamp battery, quick charge 3.0, which is basically universal. You could use any quick charge technology with that, unlike the dash charging of the OnePlus 3. Recording in 4K, 32-bit high resolution. You know what I mean? I'm also hearing that the Axon 7 will be upgrading to Nougat in January, so we'll have the functionality of Nougat. And then something else that I didn't mention here, ZTE Passport 2.0. So now, if you want to purchase a warranty or an extended warranty on the OnePlus, you have to pay like $80 to $90, something like that. This is included with the phone. So you do have to pay a deductible, which is like, I think like $60 or $70 if you damage your phone, and you have it for about a year or two. But it's ZTE Passport 2.0, and you can go ahead and, you know, not be afraid if you drop your phone or if you damage your phone, you're not covered. You're covered for free with ZTE. So basically, when you look at it from the meat and potatoes point of view, when you look at it from apples to apples and oranges to oranges, this is a far superior phone. For somebody that wants to use it for either gaming, watching videos, surfing the internet, downloading apps, and that's pretty much what 70 to 80% of the public is going to be using these phones for. I'm not the type of person, again, like I said, that likes to root their phone and do things of that nature. So all in all, this was the best bang for the buck. So I should be receiving this phone shortly. I'll do an unboxing. I'll do a review on it. I'll do a 30-day and then finally a 90-day review on the Zte Axon 7. I'll use it as my daily driver for a while. I know there's a ton of videos out there about it, but again, when you're looking at a Black Friday weekend and you're comparing apples to apples and you're trying to see what's the best bang for the buck, I have to go back to the Zte Axon 7 for all the features, the expandable memory, the dual SIM functionality, 820 processor, the Adreno 530, the Super AMOLED display, the battery, what else? The ZTE Passport with that whole protection plan. This is the best bang for your buck at $350. And then, like I said, in addition to that, if you want to sell those headphones that come with it for like $50, $40, you're talking about $300 for a Zte Axon 7 that has a lot of specs that rival flagships. Again, does it have its shortcomings? Sure. Some of those shortcomings are obviously the camera. The camera's not as great as I thought it would be, but it is still a decent camera, a 20 megapixel Samsung sensor, so it is decent. It's not the best of the best. It's not gonna rival S7 Edge, but again, you're paying $350 for this phone, and with the exception of the camera, I'd like to say a lot of it could rival flagship device like the Samsung Galaxy S7 or S7 Edge, or even iPhone for that fact. So again, guys, real quick, let's see what else is going on. Okay. You know what? That's about it. I just wanted to give you guys a quick update about what's going on with the channel. I'll be making that unboxing video in the next few days as soon as I receive the phone. Oh, and one last thing I wanted to discuss about the OnePlus purchase that I made. One of the main reasons why I decided, you know what, maybe this isn't for me. The phone wouldn't ship out till after December 22nd. So now again, I'm purchasing it November 27th or 26th or whatever, and I'm not gonna get the phone for almost another month. With the Zte Axon 7, purchase it on Newegg. It should be at my house within a matter of days. So again, guys, if you have any questions, any comments, leave it in the comment section below. If you think I made the wrong decision, please leave that in the comment section below. I love to know your thoughts. And that's my video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.